Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Irregular XV times 0. Now, when I actually saw this title the first time around, I actually genuinely expected that we're going to have another round of XV puzzles, which actually allows us a 0. So, you could end up with a V that has 5 and 0 on it, for example. But that is not actually the case here today. It is just irregular Sudoku, so different regions. You'll see that in a second when I bring up the grid. And of course the normal digits 1 to 9 plus the XV rule set. Speaking of which, let's just take a look at today's grid and rule set with Irregular XV times 0 by NurglesGift. He's been constructing some phenomenal XV puzzles recently for us to enjoy, so really looking forward to this one. I think as of the time of recording, this was 2-star, like 98% rating, so we're clearly in for a major treat here this weekend. Every row, column, and region must contain the digits 1 to 9. So every row, fairly obvious. Every column, another one that's obvious. And then every region, which you can see is outlined by these thicker black lines. So that would be one region, that's the digits 1 to 9 once each. That's another region, that's the digits 1 to 9 once each. Cells connected by an X must sum up to 10, and cells connected by a V must sum up to 5, and all X's and V's are given. So if this cell is a 2, well, to make sure these two cells connected by an X sum up to 10, this would have to be an 8. This cell here, which is connected by a V to the 2, would have to be a 3, to make sure these two cells add up to 5. Now, emphasis on all X's and V's are given. I cannot have a 3 in here. These two cells would add up to 5, and there's no V between them. I've broken the puzzle. I could not have an 8 in here either. These two cells would add up to 10, and there is no X between them. That would have broken the puzzle. And then last but not least, we've got cells connected by a white dot must be consecutive. So if this cell is a 2 here, this will be 1 or 3, so that these two cells are indeed consecutive as they're connected by a white dot, as are these two cells. So, fairly straightforward set of rules. I really enjoyed yesterday's irregular puzzle, so if you enjoy this one, you should definitely check out yesterday's as well. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Now, you know what I'm going to do. First off, I'm going to color a pair of V's as blue. And the reason I do one blue, one green is essentially if you have two cells that add up to 5, one of them would be 1, 4, one of them would be 2, 3. I know for many reasons that this is going to be a different one because obviously I've already placed the 1, 4 in this region, so I cannot repeat it. But the other reason, of course, is the negative constraint. These two cells would add up to 5. All would repeat the same digits, which doesn't work. So they're different in here. You can obviously grab a few X's afterwards, reds for high digits. Only way to get to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 with 6, 7, 8, 9. So fairly straightforward. This would have to be blue. I've already got 2 in the column. This would have to be red because I've already placed all the low digits in the column. I'm fairly sure this is a green-red combo. You always have to have a low digit and a high digit to get to 10, as demonstrated earlier in this one. Now, if either of these are blue, I think it will immediately cause me a problem. Either I'm repeating the digit, or I have two cells that add up to 5. So this has to be green-red. Not that it's necessarily helping me color any of this at all. And the fact that this is green and red doesn't tell me what this is. I didn't get very far with coloring, did I? So I am going to briefly dip into letters, see if it's going to help me any further. And before I do that, I'm just going to make sure that you can see the numpad so you can understand what I'm doing. So I'm just going to bring it up. There you go. Kind of a little bit chopped. 1 second. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. I don't know why it's always so different for me with... Anyway, right, numpad is up. And really, the reason I want the numpad is actually the letters. So, essentially the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to say, I'm substituting every possible digit. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm essentially overlaying it with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A would require a 4 to get to D. Obviously, these are all, just B and C. These are obviously all algebra letters. I don't actually know if this is 1 and this is 4 and this is 2 and this is 3, but this is as good as any. I know that actually, now this is helpful, because this is F, if this is D, this would form a 10, and it can't be. That's A, that's D. That's helpful. C, you can now see in this region, can't be next to B, can't be here in C, it's got to be one of these 3 cells. It's not really helping me with what this is. I know that, right, so if it is red, blue, and obviously this couldn't be blue, it would have to be I with an A. So that seems, unfortunately, possible. If it is red, green, this would be B, this would be H. And obviously, because C has to be in one of these 3 cells, does that prevent this from being C, this from being G, and then this being C? I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it can't be C because of this cell. Okay, so C and G would be in this very specific direction. Still far too many options, if I'm honest. This would be, what is it again? So C with G, or not N, B with H. And obviously the reason I know that these are is because of this B and C. There's a preferred direction if this is green and red. It is definitely green and red. Hasn't really helped me, has it? So this can't be C, we know that. And this can't be B. The reason it can't be C is we've got these 3 definitely in here, and then obviously that's eliminated it from the row. And the reason this can't be B is because this would be C, which would conflict in row 2. So this has always been blue, so the letters are actually already proving helpful. Normally I can color a lot more before I get this far. And actually I'm gonna use big letters to avoid kind of the accidental typo that can just catch me out. Therefore, this is not A, not I, and therefore this is another green-red. And it ends up with B and G next to one another, which is fine because they don't add up to 10. D's not here, we know that. D is in one of these 3 letters, 3 spots, sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. It's highly unusual that it's a struggle to color this much, but it could be that it's not that difficult. Yeah, because I'm ignoring the irregular Sudoku. I've already placed D, A, and C. I can't possibly have anything but B and H in here. And therefore, because I've already got one green, this has to be blue. This has to be green because I've already placed blue. And this would be specifically C, G. And then this has to be red. This has to be red because I've placed all the low digits already. And this cell here, well, okay, this red is not H, it's not G, it's D or F. Sorry, D or I, excuse me, and therefore this is, no, not D, pardon me, F or I. What I'm trying to say is that this is blue, and really struggling to say it, and this says A or D. This is another green-red, because I've got blue and, I'm just colorblind today. Sorry. AD or Sudoku blindness as usual. So we've got blues sorted in column 5. This is clearly green-red. This is clearly green-red. Okay, all right. Wakey, wakey, sleuth. This cell can't be low because I've placed all the low digits already, all 4 of them. It has to be high And it can't be the high digits that are associated with green because I've already placed both of them. So this has to be blue. And again, this would have to be F or I. This is A or D. And notice that this F or I has to be the one that partners up with this cell to make 10. Because if it's this one, well, I've broken the puzzle. So I may end up, as ridiculous as that sounds, using another kind of like flash or something to distinguish between them. I don't know if it's going to be necessary, but it may be. It really might be. Now this Fi can't be in here. I know it's different, obviously. So it's not this cell, and it's obviously not attached to green. So this is another Fi, which gives us F. And therefore this is I, and therefore this is A, D, A. A in here gives us D, F, F, A, D. And this has to be a 5. This would be our first digit if I really want to. But I love the idea of kind of turning everything at the end. These white crop dots are probably going to be the secret. A is in one of these two cells in this row because it's not here, it's not there, it's not there. Just, I say plain irregular old Sudoku. Nothing plain about it. Notice D, we've got the same trick going on here. D has to be in there with an F. And obviously it would be at a different angle to make sure the A and D don't see one another. This C, remove this C. This C won't work. Yes, this C won't work. If this is C, this is G. And therefore this would be B and H. What I'm trying to say is these two cells are different because these two cells are different. If I place a C in the middle in here, I've eliminated C from both of them, and both of them would have to be H, and then both of them would be B. I don't know why I made that sound much harder than it was. It really wasn't. No, wrong letter. Thank you. That's why I was like struggling there. That's not D. That's not D. That's D. That's not F. No, don't know any more than that. Okay. I'll sort the colors out here whilst I can. Still B or H, B or H, D or F. Haven't figured out any of these. I think I've got all the X's and V's at this point. Yeah, so I've colored them all. Haven't been able to distinguish some of them, and that's not a problem for now. What I may want to do is just double check that I've got all the A's. So I need an A in this block. Got them in here. Got them in there. Got them in there. And I need one in this column, but it can't be in here. Can't be there. I know it can't be here. It's essentially one of these two cells. I'm going to corner pencil mark for now. And then A can't be any of these. Could be both of these, either of these. Can't be here. Could be there. Can't be here. Can't be here. That's quite unusual. Okay. Let's have a look at D quickly. So there's one set here. And look at this, another set here, which is lovely because essentially if I put an A in either of these cells, D would be immediately next to it, and then that would break the puzzle. So no A's in here, only A now in this region is there. And therefore that can't be D, that's D. And therefore this is A, this is D, this is F. That A removes this A, this is A. This is all the blues done, which is fantastic. Can we repeat the same trick with greens? So I need a C in here, that's done. These are E's and F's, I can't place them yet. This is E, F, and G. Not F, wrong letter. B and C are done. I need a B in this row. Actually, C, no, that's not helpful. B could be connected to a 5, the E. So I can't eliminate B from any of these options. That's a lot of options. Actually, where is C in this region? Can't be here, Sudoku. Can't be there, Sudoku. Can't be here, Sudoku again. Can't be there, Sudoku. It's one of these two cells. And then this region, same trick. None of these are C. Not this cell. Not this cell. It's one of these two. That means this is BH. This is CG. That can't be C now in the same column. That's C. And then we need a C in this region, but Sudoku says it's none of these. Ho, 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 ho. It's this cell. Sorry. That's why it's always worthwhile using kind of larger fonts, just in case you miss things like that. This is B or H. In fact, there's no point in actually doing that. That can't be B. This is B. This is H. Obviously, because of the negative constraint on the V. And I think that's 9 Cs. So, same trick with B. No, I am missing a C. I am missing a C here. Done. That's 9 Cs. That's G. That's C. And that's good. Just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 Cs. Right. B. Can't be there. Has to be one of these two cells. Can't be next to the C. That's B. That's H. That's B. Lovely. The colors really help me. So I know it's a bit probably frustrating to watch me just manually correcting colors all the time, but then I can scan a lot more easily. I say a lot more easily, to be fair. I'm not brilliant at scanning anytime. B can't be in here. B could not be in either of these cells because it would be connected to either a B in the same column or an H and then no X. So B is in one of these two cells, which again could be this cell, despite the fact that this is, yeah, we're going to have to eliminate some of these quickly somehow. F, E, F can't be B because that's a high digit. That is a low digit. You'd have to go through 5. That's not possible. That's H. That's B. Lovely. And it's looking good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in these columns, we need 8 and 9. And I'm looking at this row and thinking there's only one spot for a B, which is in here. Then I'm going to be left with one more spot, which is there, and that's all of my low digits. It's also starting to help me think about what is the possibility in here, the combos with these white crop kiddos, but actually E gave me G, gave me F, so we actually got double F in here. This white crop kiddo is probably going to help us disambiguate a lot of things when we get to it. Speaking of which, let's just keep going. These are E, I, H, H and I, H and E can't be in here. That has to be I. E and H. I'm not seeing a problem with either. Yep. Next 4. A, B, C, D. I'm missing a ton, actually. E, G, H, I. No G. In fact, no G either, just same block. No H next to B. No I next to A. No H next to B. So that's E. That's I. That's H. That's E. This is not E, so that's helpful. We know that F is 6, actually. So if we really want to, we can actually start substituting some things. And then we know that F is consecutive with G or H. Sorry, excuse me, G or H in here. And it can't be H next to the B, so that is G, H. Right. Like I said, if I want to now, I can actually substitute like literally all the letters with the white crop key dots. Essentially, that's telling me that this is 5, this is 6. And because this is 6 and this is not 5, this is 7. And then you'd be able to just unwind everything else from there. But let's just do a bit of Sudoku and then do the magic at the end as usual. This is I. This is H. H is not here, but I need it in the region. That's H. I need E, which is not there. E. And therefore this is G. Lovely. In here, I need E. And then I need F. This region, we've got 3 of them. I need E in one of these. It's not here. That's E. That looks like I. And this looks like H. These two surely. I and G. That's G. That's I. Actually, this letter is just E. It looks like G and I. I. G. This letter is just known. G. F. No. I. I need E. And whatever the last high digit is, F. Lovely. Okay. Just colors, colors, colors. I know, just delaying this reveal, but lovely. Okay. Since it was the first digit, 5, 6, 7. That means C is 3, therefore B is 2, H is 8, D is 4, A is 1, and then of course going with the 1 is a 9 for the finish. Phenomenal puzzle as always, NurglesGift. So either this technique is very effective, or this is probably not a 2-star difficulty rated puzzle. It felt highly approachable. Admittedly, kind of the lack of coloring in the beginning and the fact that I needed to jump to letters, that could have been, yeah, anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.